Oh shit. Thank you. Hello?
I'm still here, man. I'm just waiting on these
Yeah.
guys now.
Trying to get myself in a quiet area. That's how it's going, Ginger.
I hear you, bro.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I didn't want to say nothing to you, but I waited for people to stop talking before I said something before. I just want to be sure you heard me.
Everybody riot, organized
Alright, you ready?
chaos, nobody quiet. We're gonna try
We're
a
good.
seance. Communication and communion with the world's greatest icon. Station as a human, yet he's listening to my song. I've joined. This that no nigga with the bass and the bang making.
All right, and we are live on the roundtable here on HamiltonRadio.net, channel HR2. My name is John Brecco. It's great to be here as always, and we got a very special guest. This man is the only comedian that I have seen in a wheelchair. You've seen people go on the stairway to heaven, highway to hell. This man said it himself. He's on the ramp to purgatory. Mike Favor, how you doing, my man? You good?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. You got to excuse the dogs in the background.
Yeah, bro.
Right now.
I can hear that dog. What kind of dog is that, man?
But I don't even know. I'm at my friend's house right now.
I was about to say
And they got hectic.
I
They got
can't.
hectic as soon as the call started.
I couldn't tell if that was a dog or Jerry was just trying to run from Tom, and Tom finally caught him. Like
Oh, man.
it took that man like 20 years. I was gonna say
Right.
Tom tried to start chasing Jerry when I was like 2 years old. It's about time he caught that man. Sheesh.
Nah, man. We're gonna get it under control. It looks like sounds like it's under control right now.
Hey, man, we both had things to figure out. I had to figure out what was going on with one of my shows in December, and
Yeah.
you got to figure what's going on with that fucking dog. That's not even yours.
Right.
Oh, man. But you're good, though, man? You feeling good?
Yeah, man. Definitely.
All
Things
right.
been going all right lately.
All right, so the first thing that I want to ask you before we get into all the good shit is, what made you start doing comedy and just how long have you been doing it for?
Well, I wanted to start doing it just 'cause I don't know, like I always was like a funny kid growing up,
Yeah.
but I figured like it's like one of those things where like comedy would have been the too obvious thing for me to do.
Yeah.
So it was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that, and I tried to do other stuff.
Okay.
And I don't know, like once social media came around, like I got a Facebook page and I would write like posts on Facebook, and it would, people would laugh and they would react to what I was saying. And I was like, oh, maybe I could, 'cause writing Facebook posts is basically like writing jokes.
Yeah,
sometimes.
once you start doing it, that's when you can't stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't know about
Yeah.
starting, and then once you start, you can't stop doing it.
Right. So then once, like one day I just said, I was like, man, let me try my hand at comedy and see if like I said it in like 2014.
Oh shit.
And I didn't start until this year.
Okay. Wait, so you started this year and you started thinking it in 2014?
Yeah, like I
Okay.
started saying to people like I wanted to go to an open mic and all this stuff,
Okay.
but I didn't actually do anything until this year.
What kept you from doing it for so long, man?
I think it was just like the fear of like people not liking it, 'cause you could think you're funny,
And then other people
and
don't think you're
then
funny.
and your friends could think you're funny, and then you go try it, and it ain't what you thought it was or what it was gonna be.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, so that does bring me to this question. What was it like the first time you went up? What was that first show like? Was it everything you wanted it to be, or was it your worst fears come true?
Yeah, my first like open mic, went really good.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, this is cool. Like I could do this again.
Yeah.
And then I
alright.
just started going everywhere. And then when I had my first like official show, it went really well. And
Okay.
then like you said, you kind of get hooked on it.
Yeah, man. I hear you. I had that too. The first show I did went well, and then I had a couple of open mics that brought me back down to earth.
Yeah, I definitely had a couple open mics. Where I was like, I remember the first time like I bombed at open mic. I for like a week I was just like, I'm not really that funny. Like I'm not that good. I'm never doing this again. And I was like, man,
And what?
like let me just.
Somebody
I was
told
like, let me just keep going.
somebody told you to go to their mic or some shit, right?
Nah, it was just like I just would look up like out on different websites about open mics and what like free open mics or
Okay.
any open mics really. And I went to one thinking like I had a few good open mics under my belt and I was gonna be all right. And then I got up there and just like froze.
You know a place
And
you know a place where I actually had a bad experience recently at an open mic?
where
I went to Black Cat. I'm not gonna say
yeah,
the name of the group that did the open mic because I just feel that's unprofessional. But
right.
when I went there, it was one of those mics that everybody was on their phone, nobody was paying attention. The hosts were monotone, not really caring about it.
Yeah.
And I normally stay even in the mics because I just feel that's respectful. That is the one show I have walked out of. One show or
Yeah,
mic. That is
man.
the only time I ever walked out.
Like once I started doing actual shows, I kind of learned like the difference between like what an open mic is and what a show is, and then it was just like, all right, I take the open mics for what they are. It's
Yeah.
just basically you trying to. It's basically like training almost.
Yeah, and for anybody that's listening, possibly thinking about getting into comedy, don't let that one experience deter you because there are a lot of good open mics.
Yeah,
It was
great
just
open
not
mics,
that one.
especially like in New York City. There's like a
Oh,
lot of
there's plenty of
great
good open
open
mics.
mics.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Comedy Mob, they run a really good open mic for one. I have one friend that run a producers club. That's a good open mic.
Yeah, sometimes you can go to an open mic and you already know the vibe. Like soon as you
Yeah.
come in there, you already know like, oh, this ain't gonna go that well today.
The one experience I had, I saw everybody going up and actually doing like good material, and everybody was just bombing like one after another after another. I think one person got the crowd to actually laugh together, and it was a joke about AIDS. That was the only thing that really got the crowd to laugh as a whole.
Man, listen, I've sat through open mic after open mic after open mic where everybody bombed like
Oh my god!
right after one another. And
Yeah.
then like I'll come up and I'll do my thing and it goes all right. And then
Yeah.
I feel like the weird one because it's like,
Because you actually did
now I'm in
half
a,
decent.
huh?
You actually did half decent.
Yeah, now you feel like the weird one because everybody else didn't do so well and you did all right.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh man.
Although what
Not
happened?
that I wanted to like bomb with everybody else, but
Yeah.
you
I
definitely
get
feel
you.
like the odd one out.
Yeah, I understand that. Yo, the first time I did the open mic at Stress Factory, and normally the Stress Factory in New Brunswick has a really good open mic, but the first one I went to was garbage. And
Yeah.
and it wasn't all like the crowd was dead, the comics weren't paying attention, just the crowd was dead, but the sets also weren't great from a lot of people.
Right,
And it
right.
kind of took the little wind that was there out of the sails. And
Yeah, man.
there was a combination of like a lot of things. And I actually took my girlfriend to that one, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's the word. Like
Yeah.
when you think.
Although she has sat through shows where she hadn't liked a lot of comics before. Like I think last
Right.
week she liked maybe like 3 or 4 of them, like including me, which was
Mhm.
which was nice that I was in on that list. But
Right.
But
Nah, man.
it was one
like
of those where
the.
everybody had a problem that night.
Yeah, man, it happens. Like I said, you just kind of learn. Like once you start doing shows, you just kind of learn like open mics are not really for you to gauge. Like it'd be nice if everybody like paid attention or laughed or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's hard to gauge like how your material works
Yeah.
on an open mic crowd as opposed to an actual crowd.
That's why it's hard for me to say fuck this joke or fuck that joke at an open mic because, you know, normally what I like to do is do 1 or 2 new jokes a set, whether it's open mic, bringer, showcase, whatever. And,
Right.
you know, I'll work with different stuff, see how it does. And, you know, I do also like run through like a lot of my older stuff too to keep that fresh, but I'll have the new jokes in there. And
Right.
I'll do my old stuff sometimes, which I know is funny. And there will be times where people don't laugh at that. I have a joke about how I have a flat ass. It's like a 4 or 5 part joke. And
Yeah.
the first 2 lines of it, and this was an open mic from last week, the first 2 lines of it got nothing. And then like the third one and the fourth one, it finally started like building. And
Yeah.
when I did that second one, I was like, all right, I'll just go down the list. But
Yeah, like I think it's like comedy's like a weird thing in general. It's like you gotta get into this like groove, and then once you get into that groove, it's like the laughs keep coming.
yeah,
But
definitely.
it's always hard at first. Like when you tell like the first couple of jokes, like because if you don't hit like those first couple of jokes,
Yeah,
it could throw you off.
yeah. And then the rest
If
of
you
it, it's hard. It gets harder and harder to bring back the crowd. You know, the more that
right,
doesn't hit.
because your mind starts thinking like I'm gonna just say whatever to bring the crowd back.
Yeah, your mind starts going. You know, the crowd. You know, starts wondering when does the comedy start. And,
Right.
You know, you lose it, and then the crowd just loses it. I remember there was
Right.
there was this one showcase I had to go all the way to Connecticut for. That
Mhm.
you know, when I first got up there, my jokes were not hitting at all. I said one of them. I actually heard a guy go like, "What?" And then that's when the crowd started laughing. And once I heard
Right.
that, like it was just in my head. I started roasting a guy who was like heckling the crowd, who was like heckling the comics all night, you know, trying, you know, just to run through some of my stuff to see what would work. And, you know, I semi got the crowd back, but it was once, you know, that what happened, you know, there was no fully getting them back.
Yeah, man. Like I've had shows where I've been in awkward situations where it was just I felt people laughed, but you know, like it's not the laugh like you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
no,
then
I
like
hear
you get off stage, and then people are like, "Oh, you did great." You just like, "Yeah, whatever."
you.
Like it wasn't that great, but they don't understand it because they're looking at it like we laugh. So what more do you like?
Yeah.
What more would you? It's like no, I know how to laugh. I know in my head how I felt like you were supposed to laugh at those jokes,
You were supposed to
and it
start.
didn't happen tonight. And now I'm like pissed. Not at the crowd,
Just in
more
general.
so like at myself.
Yeah. You were supposed to start
Because
rolling.
you always want to, huh?
Nah, I was about to say you were supposed to start rolling on the ground, motherfucker.
Yeah, like that's what you envision like every fucking time, and then when it doesn't happen, it's like it crushes you almost. It's like, man,
Yeah, I
like
feel that.
these jokes didn't go like I thought they were gonna go. Like I thought I was gonna kill them with this, and then it
Yeah.
doesn't go like that, and you're just like, oh.
Nah, I definitely feel that. I definitely do. There was a point I was about to make, but I completely forget what it was. That's a damn shame. If I do remember it, I'll bring it up. But I gotta ask you,
All
bro,
right.
how excited are you for AGT, man?
Oh man, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to doing that, especially like knowing that you're gonna be there. That
Yeah,
makes
man.
it extra like comfortable and cool
Yeah,
for
man.
me. Like
I
to have somebody I know
yeah.
going up to perform there too.
I do have to ask, what time is your audition?
I think they said like 2.
You're at 2?
Yeah.
All right, you're later than me. I'm in the morning. I'm at 10.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah. I think they said like 2 or 2:30.
Yeah, no. I had another comedian. I know another comedian that's going on in New York. She's from Western Mass. She's going on at like 7 o'clock.
Wow.
She got a nice late spot, man. I registered and there was 8, 9, and 10 left. That was it.
Yeah, I registered pretty early on because a friend of mine, like, she sent it to me,
Yeah.
and she was like, "You should do this," and
Yeah.
I was just like, "Oh, all right, whatever." And then I kind of like, I didn't forget about it, but it's like everything started getting kind of
Yeah.
busy, and like I started having more like shows,
I hear you.
and then it was just like I kind of put that on the back burner, like, oh, I don't know if
happened to
I'm
me
gonna
too.
do this, and then they sent me an email, and I was like, "Oh yeah,"
Oh, they sent
and
you
then
one?
it was, huh?
They sent you one?
Yeah.
Damn, they didn't do that shit for me. That's
Like
crazy.
they sent me an email like, "Oh, you got selected to do it." Like, "Oh, we picked you to do it." And I didn't even send them like a video or anything. I just signed up for it like a few months ago
That's
and
crazy.
kind of put it like on the back burner. And then they emailed me like I was selected for it.
Hey,
And I was
good
like,
for you,
"Oh
man.
yeah." And I had seen you post about it like a week before, and I was like, "Oh, that's right. It's in November."
Yeah, I just put in, everything I was supposed to, and, they actually sent
Right.
me a text message to, confirm basically RSVP. They actually sent me that today. I did it right after work.
Yeah, they sent me that today too.
Yeah. All right. So I'm not the only one. Cool. All right. But yeah, you're excited though for him, man?
Yeah, man. It's that because you never know, man. Like
True.
that could be our big break, or somebody could see us, and
Yeah.
you never know where that could go to.
Yeah. I gotta ask though, do you know what you're gonna do? Because I had the other comic actually like tell me she's still trying to figure it out.
I know based on what you've seen, like me do, I know I can't be that
What you mean you
guy
can't
that.
do that?
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
the ramp to purgatory joke, you can do that. You can do that
Oh
joke.
yeah, I could do that, but I'm saying like other stuff is like I don't want to be too dark, and then they're just like, "Whoa, what is this?" But then it's like I gotta find like a good balance of
Yeah.
like playful and like dark jokes, all like, but make it to where people still feel comfortable at the end of the
That's
joke.
fair. That's fair. Although I think
Especially-
I think the big rule that I have to stick to that I have to remember is that we have to be clean.
Right. That's
I-
another thing too. Is like I'm learning. I'm trying to practice how to be clean.
Yeah.
Like the last show I did, I think I cursed only 3 times, and that was like a miracle for me. I was like, "Oh, that's all right. If I could just get that down to 0,
trying to
it would be all right."
trying to cut off the cursing altogether. It's like cigarettes, bruh. Shit is hard
Right,
to
it's
quit.
hard.
It is hard to quit. I don't know what C
Yeah,
word
'cause-
is harder to stop, cursing or cigarettes.
Right, because comedy's just talking. You're talking, so you're doing jokes in the same way you would normally speak.
You know what? Considering I smoked when I was in college and I don't anymore, you know what? I think cigarettes are actually easier to quit than cursing.
Yeah, because
I had to think
cursing
about
is
that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I
cursing
interrupted
is
you.
definitely hard to quit.
Definitely.
And I've been advised that I should, but it's like, oh man.
Like you want to stop, but it's just in your vocabulary.
Right, like, and I get that it would further my career right now, but it's like I've been cursing like this for most of my life.
Hey man, there are plenty of headliners that don't have a clean act. So
Yeah,
I
true.
think you'll manage. They have clean bits, but not a clean act.
Right, and that's that's the part I'm learning is like I can be clean as far as like not cursing and still talk about
Yeah.
certain topics without using curse words.
Like I know the exact bit I'm gonna do, so I feel like I'm straight. Cause it's only 2 minutes, right?
You said it's only 2 minutes?
That's what I think it is. It should be only.
Oh, if it's only, probably 2 minutes. I'm gonna try like to get out of there quick. And well, I mean, do the best I can, but 2 minutes is that's a lot to pack in to a short amount of time.
Well, I mean, it's AGT. Think about it.
Yeah, yeah, that's true too.
They can't have acts go long. It wouldn't make sense.
Right.
It wouldn't make sense
So,
for
yeah.
every act to be an hour. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I guess we'll see in 2 weeks how it ends up for us.
Yeah, we will, man. You know what I think actually plays in your favor? You have a unique story. I've never seen anyone in
Right.
your situation. I haven't really talked about it because I don't know if you want to open up about that, and
Oh
that's not
no,
really
it's
my
cool,
story.
man.
That's not
It's
my
cool.
story to tell. So I mean, it's up to you. But you have a unique story, and I feel like that actually really helps you. So
Right.
because there's actually somebody that my girlfriend works with. She has something like that too. Not like she's in a wheelchair, but she's a one-legged dancer. So when you hear, you still there? Guys, is he still there? You! The hell is going on? Hold up. Is he still there? Did he lose connection? Wow. All right, hold on. Hold on. Yeah, he said it cut out. All right. What happened, guys? Ruben. All right, well, I'm trying to get him to let me know what happened, but apparently nobody can hear today. So while he's trying to figure out everything that's going on, Mike actually just texted me it cut out. All right, he's calling back. All right, I don't know what happened there. I apologize for that.
No, it's cool.
Yeah. I hear everybody laughing outside as soon as I don't hear your voice, and I'm trying to yell to everybody. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with them out there?
Right.
So
Nah, it's cool, man.
I go and figure that out. I'm getting up from my mic during the show. This is crazy. There's another comedian that used to be here that had a phrase for this type of shit. He said this was like a monkey fucking a football.
Oh man, yeah.
Never seen more accurate shit in my life. Oh man. But anyways, back to what I was saying. You have a unique story to tell. And my girlfriend
Right.
actually works with somebody who kind of has that situation, not the wheelchair, but she's a one-legged dancer,
Mhm.
right?
Oh shit.
Which is where I knew you cut off because you didn't react to that at all. I'm like, what the fuck? I heard nothing. Because I've never
yeah,
seen
no shit, man.
because I've never seen a one-legged dancer before, so it would be normal to react to that.
Right.
Yeah, but
Nah, I've never seen that either.
yeah, she's a one-legged dancer, and I actually, saw her rehearsing some stuff for like a few seconds. My girlfriend, I think, actually took, a quick video of it. But
Right.
yeah, you just have
Nah,
a
that's-
unique story to tell. Like I said, I don't really want to ask you to
Oh,
like,
no,
open
man, we
up.
could-
That's your story to tell. If you want to tell that, that's all you. If not, it's up to you.
Nah, yeah, man. You can definitely if you want to ask.
All right, because from what I understood when I met you, this hasn't, been an all life thing.
Oh no, yeah, I was born with cerebral palsy.
Oh, you were born with cerebral palsy, and then I guess
Yeah.
it led to going in a wheelchair later on.
Like when I was younger, I used like devices. Like I had a wheelchair like when I was young, but I didn't
Okay.
use it as
Okay.
much.
Okay.
So I had like walkers, crutches, shit like that. And
Okay.
then, like the surgeries and aids and the wear and tear on your body.
All kinds.
Like
of shit.
eventually it got to the point where I had to rely on the chair more heavily than I used to when I was a kid.
Okay. Gotcha. I was gonna. Do
Yeah.
you mind if I ask, like, when you started relying on it more?
Probably around high school, like as soon as
Okay.
I got into high school. because it got to in like elementary, I would walk around school and like walk in the hallway. But then by the time I got to high school, I'm going to high school with 4,000 kids,
Okay.
and I'm trying to, you can't really
You're trying to weave your
walk
way
on
through
a
4,000 kids. That's impossible.
yeah. So
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
it's like everybody just kept saying like just use your chair, and the bad thing about it is when you do that, you become so reliant on the chair that your muscles start to get weaker than they used to be. And plus, I had like a whole lot of surgeries growing up, so
Okay.
it's like if I was an athlete and you see an athlete like that got injured once and they kept having surgery on the same thing
Yeah.
over and over again, eventually like stuff starts to get weaker and you're not the athlete you used
Yeah.
to be.
No,
So it's pretty much like the same kind of thing.
I do have to ask, are you into football at all?
You said, am I into football?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the game last night.
Oh, you did? Yo, that was a classic, bro.
Yeah,
Oh
that
my-
game was crazy.
I saw the highlights of that. I was like, holy shit. I watched that while I was
Yeah.
at Chili's.
That game was crazy.
I re-
Like every time you thought it was gonna be over, like something else would happen.
I ran my account dry on, the 3 for 10 over there because,
Yeah.
I'm a comic. I struggle with money. So it just
Right.
happens. But I know where I'm going with this. I've just forgot the words for it. But don't you fucking hate that, bro?
Yeah.
No, but you know what you
Especially when it happens on stage.
Oh yeah. No, if it comes out on stage, you just gotta roll with the fact that you forgot and you look stupid.
Right.
But you know what you
I
actually
try to.
My bad.
Oh,
Go
no,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, you know what you remind me of actually?
What?
You remember the Rutgers player that injured his neck, Eric LeGrand? You're like the comic version of him.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed you're kinda like.
Yeah, man. I try to. At first, when I first started writing jokes, I was like, I don't want to do like the whole wheelchair disabled thing.
Okay.
And then, so the first couple of times, like I did anything, like I didn't really focus on my disability. And then I did one disabled joke, and that was the joke that people laughed at the hardest. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, maybe I should
Because it
tap
shows
into this a little more.
your story and it allows people to
Yeah.
connect with you better.
Because then I had to realize within myself, it was like, if I try not to talk about it, it's obvious to people that I'm trying to avoid the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it doesn't come off as genuine because I'm trying to avoid the most obvious thing about me.
Yeah. Like me, I have jokes about fire school because at one point, I was going to be a firefighter. But,
Right.
which, I mean, I'm at WBCB now, so I'm doing what I actually want to do. So that I haven't opened up on Facebook yet, but that's actually not happening now. So anybody watching this, I'm sorry if I let you down. I am still doing that joke because it's funny. And it's making fun of more comedy than first responders anyway. So,
Right. Nah, man. Like I said, I tried. I actually, before I did comedy, like I rapped,
Okay, I didn't know that.
and that's a little kind of like comedy in a way because it's sort of confessional
Yeah, I get you.
if you're being honest with yourself
Yeah.
and if you're being honest in the music. But then I realized, like, making music, like, first of all, with the type of stuff I was saying, like, how believable is that a guy in a wheelchair is pulling this off? Whether or not it really happened, only I would know some of the stuff that I said, but to the audience, how believable is it?
Listen, Drake.
That's the, huh?
Nah, keep going.
That's the one thing. And then the other thing was, I started noticing, like, the type of music I was making didn't match my personality. Like, I'm a funny guy,
Yeah, I hear you.
And you can't really be a funny guy, like, as a rapper.
Yeah, I hear
You know
that.
what I mean?
That's true.
So it didn't come, like, my humor, it was hard for it to come across,
It's-
like making music. So I was just, after a while, I was like, man, I gotta
It's like
figure out a way to like get into comedy.
it's like a conflict of interest almost.
Yeah, it was like, this is cool. Like, I know how to do it, but it's not really what I want to do. Like, this doesn't convey what I'm trying to get across as a person.
Yeah, nah, that makes a lot of sense. I could definitely relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like back to the point, you know, about like you telling your story, you know, that's kind of where I was going with the firefighter joke. It was me telling my story, which I've already found a way to like work around it like later on in my set. So I'm good.
Right.
But
Yeah, man. People don't realize too is like when we get up there and we do our thing, it's like you're giving people, you're basically telling strangers like shit about you,
yeah, that's true.
and you have to be willing to open up to a room full of people where 90% of them may not know you personally.
Yeah, most of them aren't going to know you personally. The only time they usually do is when you do a bringer show and you bring that group of people. And that's it.
Right, and even that group of people is a small percentage of the people that are in the crowd.
Yeah. Well, how many people do you think the show had, you know, when we were there? You think maybe around 80?
Yeah, like 80, and then like probably 5 of those people knew me. So
I was going to say I think I
that,
had 2 or 3. So,
yeah, so it's like people don't realize when we get up there and we do this, it's like it can be draining at times
yeah, definitely.
because you're telling so much about your life that you may
strangers.
not have told people before.
To strangers.
Yeah, and you're trying to make them laugh about like the worst parts of your life, or not even the worst parts of your life, just things that you may not be comfortable talking about, like in a regular conversation.
Yeah. Like I usually don't talk about, you know, the same things in comedy that I do like in real life, you know. I don't make that
Right.
I don't make the jokes that I make in general conversation.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And
So,
that's
I
something
get
I
where
have
you're
to
coming
learn too, is like whatever pretenses I have about what I'm going to say, I got to give that up and just say it on stage.
from. Yeah. All right, so we have about 12 more minutes before the next show has to go on air. So I'm going to ask you one more question. You know, we're going to give the plugs that we got to give, and then I'm going to hand it over to Funny Talk with Doug Max and Tom Mangelli, who are waiting in the other room. But,
All
you
right.
know, what are you, like, trying to do with comedy? Are you somebody that's trying to see how far you could take it, or...
Man, honestly, my goal in comedy, by the time I'm finished, I want to be known as one of the greatest comedians ever.
Yeah, I hear you. Like, I want to see how far I can take it, but, like, that's, like, the ultimate goal, to be the GOAT, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying
Like,
to...
it's like, you know, I know I can't, I know to everybody I'm not going to be the GOAT because
Yeah.
people have their preferences, especially with comedy. It's like such a wide-ranging thing. Because
Yeah.
then you got to factor in like errors and style of comedy and things like that.
It's like
So you
football.
might have somebody, huh?
No, I was just going to say it's like football. Tom Brady's not the GOAT to everybody.
Right.
To me,
So
it's a debate between Tom Brady and Jerry Rice personally, but go ahead.
right, so you know, with comedy is like there's always gonna be like the ghost of Richard Pryor. You know what I mean?
man.
There's always gonna be
Definitely.
people who love George Carlin more than you,
Oh, yeah.
Dave Chappelle, or whoever.
Yeah. To me...
So my goal, huh?
Nah, go ahead.
So my goal is just by the time I'm finished, by the time my life is over, my career is over, whichever comes first, or they might come simultaneously,
Yeah.
is for at least somebody to be like, that's the greatest comedian I ever saw.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. To me personally, I just want to say the GOAT is either one of these two, George Carlin or Eddie Murphy. It's one.
Yeah, see, like
It's one of those two. One of those two. Those.
for me, it's always been me personally. It's always been Richard Pryor,
That's fair.
but then like George Carlin's right there. Like they would be like 1 and 1A,
Yeah.
and then if we're going strictly off of comedy and not like impact or just the general consensus, I would put Patrice O'Neal in that conversation.
Is that Miss Pat, right?
Huh?
Is that Miss Pat, or am I thinking of somebody else?
Nah, you thinking of somebody else?
Yeah, I'm getting people confused. I look so stupid.
Nah, he's in that conversation. You obviously Eddie Murphy is always in that conversation. Dave
Yeah.
Chappelle's always in that conversation.
I don't
You
think
know,
I don't think anyone blew up like Eddie Murphy did.
nah, Eddie Murphy, like his whole persona was different
Yeah.
from like every other comedian I've ever seen.
Yeah. The way he
Because
blew up,
he had
no,
oh, go ahead.
yeah, my bad. The way he blew up was just like unlike anything anyone had ever seen up to that point.
Yeah, because he wasn't self-deprecating.
Yeah.
You know
that's
what I
true.
mean? Like almost every comic goes like the self-deprecation route. And he was the first comic you ever saw that was just like, I'm the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
That's true.
and he had like a style all his own, and nobody's been. I mean, if you look at the. It's a silly thing, but if you look at the impact he's had, every comedian at some point now, since Eddie Murphy does the leather thing, when they
Yeah.
know it's like their big special, they pull out the leather. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
got my own leather jacket, man. I
he started that.
got my own leather jacket. I can't even say that's not true.
Yeah, like he started that whole like he made it so it was like comedians had to have style.
Yeah.
Like I think Richard Pryor, he influenced the language of comedy.
Yeah.
Like every comedian after Richard Pryor and George Carlin.
Yeah, George Carlin.
Uh,
I was about to say.
And yeah, they made it okay to curse. They made it okay to say certain things
Oh
that
my
wasn't
God.
okay before them. Of course, you had Lenny Bruce.
That's true.
But I think Richard Pryor and George Carlin pushed it way to the forefront.
I was gonna say you had guys like that. You had Don Rickles, who, in my opinion, is the one that made roasting, what it is today. That he paved
Yeah,
the way.
yeah, oh,
he pa-
definitely.
he paved the way for guys like Jeff Ross and Dave Attell. Don Rickles paved the way for guys like that.
Yeah, definitely. And Eddie Murphy, he paved the way for the style of comedy, like
Mhm.
meaning like the visual presentation
He paved-
of comedy.
He paved the way for anybody who, had style and wasn't self-deprecating, because anybody up to that point, was dressing like schlups most of the time. Maybe with the exception
Right.
of Don Rickles, but that was really about it.
Right, or if they just would like they did the suit and tie thing,
Yeah.
or like even if you look at somebody like Andrew Dice Clay, right?
Yeah.
That's a direct correlation to me of the impact of what Eddie Murphy, even though if you're just looking on the most basic of it, then it's nothing. They're nothing alike, right?
Yeah.
But Eddie Murphy made room for somebody like Andrew Dice Clay to be like, I'm the shit.
Mhm. Definitely.
So you gotta have him in that conversation. Dave Chappelle is just he can kill at any moment.
Dave Chappelle, I think, is, naturally more talented than any other comedian, because he can just come up with stuff and just go forever. I have never seen.
Right.
Listen, that man wrote a joke backwards during a Netflix special. I've never seen that before in my life from anybody. I've never seen
Right.
it. All right, but I'm getting the signal to wrap it up, so plug any shows you got. I'll do the same, and then we'll head out, brother.
All right, man. Well, far as I know right now, like we talked earlier, we'll both be doing America's Got Talent, the audition
Yes, sir.
on the 23rd. I actually have a show Thursday in the Bronx
Oh yeah.
at a place called I-9 Bistro.
Very nice.
It's at 53 Bruckner Boulevard in the Bronx.
Awesome.
And
man.
then December 14th, I have a show at Broadway Comedy Club. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for now.
All right, let's get mine in quick. I got America's Got Talent auditions November 23rd. Me and you got the Thanksgiving Eve show for Evan Weiss on the 27th. December 18th, I've got the Sheba Mason show. And December 19th, the following night, I have my second pro show. It'll be at Dangerfield's Comedy Club. Shout out to Bob DeBorno for giving me the opportunity to be on the show. Guy I was actually trying to call before the show, by the way. But anyways, this is it for the roundtable on HamiltonRadio.net, channel HR2. I'm John Brecko. We'll be back same time, same channel next week. Mike, thank you so much for coming on, especially last minute, man. I really appreciate it.
Man, no problem. Thanks a lot.
All right, man. You take care, all right?
All right, you too.
All right, deuces.
Cadence in the booth, just so you know.